Hi everyone, I am Ms Flanigan, the Head of Geography at Waldegrave School, and this video is just going to be between 5 and 10 minutes talking you through hopefully some of the questions that you have about studying geography here with us. So to start us off, what is geography? It's just what I'm going to talk you through. In particular, I just want to draw your attention to the article on the right-hand side. It's by The Guardian and it says, geography is the new must-have A-level. And it was written a couple of years ago, and I would really encourage you to just Google that heading and you'll find the article itself. It's really interesting and it lists lots of things you can do with geography as an A-level and further afield if you choose to do it at university as well. So it's very interesting. And I just picked another quotation that I find very interesting and applicable to the subject. Summarises it nicely. It says, geography is a subject for our times. It is inherently multidisciplinary in a world that is increasingly valuing people who have the skills needed to work across the physical and social sciences. So very relevant, particularly at the moment in the climate that we're in, just a subject that does it all. So looking at what you will do if you do geography with us at Waldegrave, we will do the AQA specification. And of course, you will have two modules there where you've got human and physical elements of geography. Within physical, when you Google the AQA specification, you'll see that schools have options from what topics they'll choose. So just to let you know specifically what we do, coastal systems, water and carbon cycles, and hazards as well. So some traditional geography and some that might be a bit more new to you. And again, there are options for Module 2 for the human geography. And Waldegrave have chosen changing places, urban environments, and globalisation. And then most of you will want to know about Module 3. It's a very common question in the taster lessons, the coursework itself, because it's very new to you in Year 12 and you've not done it in Year 11. You will go on a 4-day field trip, which is compulsory, and you'll collect data on that trip, which will enable you to write a 4,000-word piece of coursework afterward. So you'll see from these pictures, teasingly, that these were in Naples in Italy last year. Of course, we cannot promise on a broad trip for your cohort, given where we are at the moment with travel. We would love to say that we can do it, and we will hope to, we'll endeavour to make it happen. But no matter what, there will be a trip, whether it's more local in England or whether it's abroad, it will happen. Just looking at how that's marked as well, it's a very common question. The 4,000-worded piece of coursework is marked by your two teachers in Year 13, who will be myself and Mrs Saunders. But AQA will moderate them as well. So there's two elements to the marking of it. Just looking at the assessments as well then, so what you've just seen and how they're graded effectively. Module 1, the physical elements we saw are 40% of your grade. Human paper, again, the three topics we saw, another 40%. And then the final bit will be the coursework, which is your remaining fifth. And the NEA is what it's often referred to, just meaning non-exam assessment. It's the same thing as coursework. A lot of people are also always asking about the essays when they are in a taster lesson with me. And of course, that's something that's very different from GCSE geography. You will have 20-mark essays. Just a few examples of what they look like. There'll always be an argument as such. So just picking the third one down, which is one of my favourite topics, globalisation. Globalisation is positive to all. How much do you agree? So of course, given your knowledge from maybe doing arguments in English or another subject before, you'll understand that you need to do two sides there. So of course, your written essay will say it is positive because X, Y, Z, but you'll also be constructing some sort of opposing statements as well that say it is not because it does this, that, and the other. And you'll have lots of case study knowledge to drop in there as well. So hopefully just looking through those options that you can see there, you're thinking, some of them appeal to you, if not all, and it might be something that you're really interested in taking further. Just looking at how your week will look in terms of geography. So in Year 12 and 13, it's different. In Year 12, you'll have 4 hours of geography a week, and that's split between two teachers. And then in Year 13, it goes up a little bit to 5 hours, again split between two teachers. An important bit to note then is at the bottom, you will also be expected to use study periods for at least an hour of further independent study for the subject. And that's in addition to any tasks that we'll set as home learning as well. So It's a lot more, of course, independence than what you were given at year 11 and 10, where you're kind of given homework. There's more independence now where you're expected to find homework even if you don't get one. Just so you can put a face to some names as well who'll be teaching you. Of course, that's me, Ms Flanigan, in the top right. Mr Jones is in the middle there, who will teach year 12 geography. And Miss Saunders will come in there for year 13 in the bottom right. So now you can put a face to them. I'm just going to show you what each teacher will teach. When you first join in the autumn term, you will have myself and Mr Jones doing coasts and changing places. Spring term, we will actually share a module there, so we'll both share urban environments. I'll do physical and Sarah will do human. And lots of people always ask, but how can urban environments be physical? Just as a bit of an outline, we'll do things like, why is it hotter in the city centre than it is in the suburbs? Or why does it rain more in this area of the city than the other? And so on. And Sarah's part there will be things like migrational flows in and out of London. It might be where to build a Westfield, where to regenerate, the things that people are involved in. And of course, as you've seen, the field trip and the NEA will be written up then just after Easter for the summer term. And year 13 then, the following year, you will lose Mr Jones as a teacher, but you'll gain Mrs Saunders. I'll stay with you and do global systems. Mrs Saunders will do water and carbon. And then again, we'll actually share a topic. So I will do hazards with you, the climatic side, which is hurricanes, but also wildfire. And Miss Saunders will do your more traditional earthquakes, volcanoes. And then hopefully, if we do well with time, we have a nice chunk of a month or so where we do exam prep and we prepare you for how to answer the questions, past papers and so on. Just one more thing that is, again, very commonly asked in the taster lessons, the textbooks or the accompanying text that you should buy. You'll see I've written here, there's no sole textbook that you're recommended to purchase. We'll use a combination of them in the classroom, but if you really do wish to get one, maybe just grab a screenshot of what's here at the moment. There is the Hodder Education book, which encompasses all of the topics in there. There is the Oxford version as well, which is 2 textbooks. You'll see the one I've taken the screenshot of here is a human one. There is also a physical book, so you'll need the 2 there. And finally, I put in the Hodder Education workbooks as well. So if you would prepare or prefer to be getting something with exam questions or mark schemes and so on, that's for you. But maybe if you prefer a bit more content, you can see the other 2 textbooks have got a bit more on that. So do a little bit of research and see what you prefer, because as I said, we don't really have one that we would recommend everybody to get. And finally, just one little thing, given that we're only in July, if you would like to start some summer reading to make sure that you're making this transition from GCSE to A-level nicely, just click on the website below here or make a quick note, Internet Geography. It comes up straight away on Google. There's a wealth of reading there, so maybe just select a few titles that are of interest to you, and that will really set you in good stead for September time. So I hope you find this useful. I know there's a lot of info it wants to give to you. If you've got any more questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with Waldegrave Sixth Form, who can pass on your message to me, and I will do my best to get back to you. So I hope I will be seeing lots of you in September and that it was of help.